And we are back for this week's live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Margaret Mastery, your heartfelt CFO. Today's topic is so exciting. I happen to feel like there's a lot of clients and uh, people from our following who have been asking around this topic. Tax planning is really the new way, along with advisory services. In case you are new to my channel, I own and operate Heartfelt CFO. I help clients meet where they're at, whether it's tax advisory services, accounting, CFO services, and all of the in between. In case you want to learn a little bit more about me, um, I'm known as the financial interpreter, business therapist, and strategy whisperer. So, not your typical accountant. I come on here weekly. We talk about different topics that are trending in the industry and look to help you along the way. And in case you are looking for more advanced type content, we have a video platform around financial topics that's going to help you with compliance, running your business, and a lot of the in between concepts to really elevate you and really collapse time. I have been rewriting how small businesses handle money and really empowering clients to not feel overwhelmed around business and take the leaps that they are looking for in business. So today's topic is strategy with consistent bookkeeping practices. Now, a lot of people don't like the word bookkeeping because they just feel like it's just data entry and really anybody can do it. I find myself in this conversation a lot, and it's really around the business uh, journey that has been for myself over the years in this industry, because the gap is that real estate professionals do not like to do bookkeeping, or they're relying on somebody that can't help with strategy. So you're thinking that the tax return is going to help you, but then there's that still that gap in between of all year. So today's video and today's training is going to close that gap and help you with the in between. So planning doesn't start at tax time. It begins with cleanup and having books to date, which really has to happen all year long. And without having the good bookkeeping, you're guessing and you're not strategizing. So I would say 11 out of 10 clients that come, they don't have good bookkeeping, that it needs to be redone. And now you're probably hearing those stats and saying, are there any good clients out there with good bookkeeping? There is. However, it's not the norm. People look more towards the return and the planning from more of like the global perspective than necessarily the intricacies of the process of the day to day or the monthly process to get you there. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, you have to put your pants on one leg at a time, right? And when you need to open up the mail, you have to open up the envelope in order to get what's in there. So everything is step oriented in order to reach your goal. So it's the same thing with taxes. It's all the steps to get there, and it's a matter of how quickly you're going to get on board so that you can be part of the process. So what we're going to cover today is the hidden cost of inconsistent bookkeeping, how clean books help you keep more of your money, a simple monthly routine that supports your tax strategy, tools that make bookkeeping easier and faster. Now, the monthly routine is where clients have a very hard time with. However, when somebody is doing it for you, it's kind of like when you go to a buffet and they put out all the food for you, and all you have to do is choose it. Or if you go to the gym, you have your array of machines. It's the same thing with your money. How clean books can help you, and clean books means it's categorized well, your vendors are labeled, things are sitting on the right financial statements so that you can have good reports. The cost of bad or inconsistent books is consists of the following. The most what we see in terms of the red flags is missed tax deductions. So because you're not categorizing your Amex statement, because you're not putting in your bank activity, you're missing all of the deductions. You're wondering why you're overpaying, but it's the work that has to be done before that. Scrambling at tax time. So we happen to have a lot of clients this year that were scrambling at tax time and even in an extension season where they're expecting and needing the same type of time that happened all year that is not really possible when you're on extension. It's not possible because we're already up against a deadline that is beyond what we are in control of. So when you don't have visibility throughout the year, you lose the ability to save. You lose the ability to plan. You lose the ability to fix and to curate and really be in real time to make things happen. So if you keep pushing the bookkeeping to the side, you don't just end up with messy records. You end up overpaying, overwhelmed, and missing out on the wins that could have been yours all along. It's basically your go-to of that uh, fuzzy area that is going to lead you into where you can save for retirement, that you can invest into the buildings, you can pay payroll easier, pay your contractors, pay yourself for that matter, and all of the other things. Give your life spending, give your kids, pay for college. There's so many things you want to contribute, you want to or donate, you want to give to a cause, you want to create a cause. There's so many things. This is the area of opportunity. And I can't say it enough is that when you don't have books, you're paying more than what's necessary. And the money that you pay on bookkeeping, the ROI on it is just basically more than dollar for dollar. It's like $6 for every dollar at least. And I would say we have some clients that like 30x for every dollar that they spend because literally there was no bookkeeping. It was really getting their expenses together, which was taking things from all over the place of how they're paying it and getting it into a system. Now, without this backlog process, can we not help you around the advisory and the higher level things that you're looking for? So if you want to stop being overwhelmed, you want to stop missing out and stop overpaying, let's work together on the process. So what does it look like? Monthly financial check-ins, income and expense categorization, saving receipts and documentations, and staying reconciled, not backtracking at the year end. I'm going to tell you a story. So for my bookkeeping, I had to backtrack for a while because I wasn't doing things for myself. And what was happening is that I was doing it for everybody else and not myself. And so many things happened. And then when I went to backtrack and saw the area of opportunity where I was missing out, what happened is that was my learning curve. Now, being a creature of your own habits and then when it's your own job is a little bit rough. So what I do now is that I have my team because there's only so much time in a day, and really understanding where my time needs to go, it was really the best way. Now, just because we know how to do something doesn't mean we're the best person to do it in our lives. The area of opportunity is what's hardest for us to get to. And that's where we need to put the accountability so we can elevate, collapse time, and make the results happen faster. What would happen if I told you that the results can happen this week, this month, today, instead of thinking everything is always in the future? Let's bring the future to now by elevating your numbers, being intimate with your numbers, and curating a process that's going to give you those answers. So if you're looking to make $1 million, you're looking to buy another building, you're looking to increase the rent, let's look at the numbers. Simply why? Because let's see what's already happening. And with what's already happening, what happens is that we get to make those next steps. So these are some tools, but not limited to, what can make it faster and easier. Cloud storage for the records, payroll tools, receipt captures, and QuickBooks, or Wave for bookkeeping. Now, storage for the records is huge. I cannot tell you enough how many times I still have clients who can't log in or learning to log in to get their documents, or they didn't go through the mail to get the documents. That's the backlog. This day and age, there's no reason why not to be in the cloud and to have that as part of your primary process. Now, who wants surprises? I know I don't. And having a tax strategy that you can stick to is really, really important. So going back into actually the tools, I just realized the receipts is a big thing, because lots of times people are writing down things, or there's a lot of heavy reimbursements, unreimbursed expenses with your partnerships, or in between your own business is a huge planning item that is an area that we can have an opportunity on. So with some qualifications of it depends is where there's a lot of opportunity where we can work on. Now, strategy that you can stick to. The strategy is year-round actions and not just filing. Clarity on deductions, fewer tax time surprises, and more cash flow. Now, fewer tax time surprises may not alarm you. It may not excite you around it, or you may not be ready to. I want to speak to the person who's not ready to do it, or maybe you want to do it and you're not stepping in. Think about it this way. Don't you respect and honor your time, that how hard you're working for the money that you are currently bringing it in? Why would you want to tip the government? Why would you want to tip all these other places that are taking your money instead of bringing it closer to home, step by step, so that you can have more cash flow, less stress, give the money to your family, your kids, your loved ones, and for yourself, and do all of the things. A tax strategy that you can stick to has great outcomes, and it's not last minute scrambling. Last minute scrambling is maybe you just want to change your pajamas again before you go to sleep. It's not around your money. They come from small and consistent actions that keep your financial house in order. So I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he has a bookkeeper, and he's on a pure reactive setup. Which reactive for me, it means that he's on just bookkeeping and he has just somebody who does the return. Nobody's helping him all year. Now, he wants planning. He clearly needs planning because he's overpaying, and his bookkeeping was actually behind. Now, he wanted to step into planning as his first step. And what I told him was, we need to work together on advisory to make sure that your tax return that you're in extension on is filed well, because when you're on extension, that means other things are on extension. And until we get together that whole area that's on extension and where the clarity around that, is anything else going to happen? So planning is speaking from another holistic perspective, or like a global perspective, looking at it from a whole instead of looking at the item by item. That is really going to help you. So consistency is how you're going from feeling behind to feel fully in control. Maybe you're not necessarily feeling fully behind and you do feel in control, but you're in control of your business, but not in control of your money. So you're relying on the bank balance, you're relying on the next deposit, which is okay. But if it's serving you, it's okay, but it's not ideal. So I want to offer you to talk strategy together and book your free tax strategy session together, where we can look at your money, find the holes, because I'm a financial interpreter and I've always found money anytime that I work with clients around this. And I want to offer and do that for you. Now, I've seen a lot of clients. I was actually looking through our email list and our responses and things, is that a lot of times it's kind of like, what's going to make the plunge? What's going to make you schedule the call and actually come on? I'll tell you this. On the call, we're talking about you and working through that hard with somebody who can take you to the other side. That's the transformation. And that is where the work is going to serve you, is to take you out of all of those situations. And I want to be that person for you and with you, so that we can book the tax talk and strategy and steps and make it work for you. You could have heard about it through a friend. You could have heard about it from somebody else who's suffering or had a bad experience. I want that chance to work with you so that we can improve it. And I promise you this, is that you will walk away with a resource and always good use of your time. This is completely free. It's a complete discovery. That's why it's called a discovery call. And I look forward to seeing you on the call. And I hope you take the step. And if there is something holding you back, feel free to tag me here or send a DM so we can work through it, so I can help you. Because I assure you, once you're on the other side, that hard is going to feel like nothing. And that hard is only here for now, and I would love to help you. So please enjoy today's presentation. Like we said here, this is the strategy that you can rely on. And these are some of the tools, but not limited. And what makes things not work is where it's between the scramble and things that you're missing and wanting to clarify that. chances are that is going to pay your tax bill, any debt that you might have, and more of the areas that you're struggling. I cannot wait to see you on the call and work together on this. And let's talk more. Let me know your questions, comments, and feedback. And I look forward to talking to you soon.